Today, Tel Aviv is known as one of the most LGBTQ-friendly cities in the world, with one of the largest gay pride parades on the planet. In fact, an estimated 25% of Tel Aviv's population identifies as LGBTQ, and 79% of Israelis support same-sex marriages. Joining us today in the studio is HILLA MEDALIA, the director of Transkids, a breakthrough new documentary series that follows 4 transgender teenagers as they come of age. And sitting right next to her are 2 of the stars themselves, Ofri Shemesh and ROMY ABERGEL. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so this is exciting. HILLA, I'd first like to ask you, how did you come up with the idea for a miniseries, and why focus on the transgender community specifically?
So I actually, since I was 20, I lived in the States for 14 years. My second film that I did it with this guy called James Lacine. He was one of the people who started the Trevor Project. It's the only 24/7 suicide prevention line in the States. I went to their event and they gave an award to Jazz Jennings, who at the time was 8. And I was very fascinated by, the phenomena. And then I moved back to Israel, and it was always in the back of my mind, that this is happening in America. I'm sure it's happening here.
Of course. Well, was it hard to find people who were willing to take part in the documentaries?
It was
about
hard.
This is a very personal issue.
So I did the research for 2 years. I met with everyone. I went to, the doctors, the psychologists, the psychiatrists, till I met the first one, which was ROMY. Yeah. And then it just opened.
So, kids, let's talk to you a little bit, all right? Not kids anymore. You guys are... what was it like to have your lives followed for 4 years? That's not easy for anybody.
At first, it was very creep. I was very afraid to share my story to the whole country, to the whole world, I guess. I was 11 when I started my transition, so I was very afraid to
tell your story.
Being a transgender in Israel, basically in the whole world, is not easy. It's very scary. There's a lot of people who don't like the fact that you change your gender. When time passed, I figured out that I have nothing to be scared about.
What about you, Ofri?
It was a little bit hard at the beginning because I wasn't used to it. I was like just a small boy from, a small city, which actually does nothing with his life. So it was kind of exciting to do something new. But it was a little bit hard with my friends at the beginning because they were like hesitating about, going into the frame of the cameras.
Yeah. Well, what about your parents? How have your parents reacted to your transitions? Obviously, it must be hard for them as well to kind of deal with seeing you guys become who you truly feel you are, but having given birth to somebody else.
Yeah. My family in general was amazing, like not just my parents, like the whole family. From the first second that I told them, they said, you need to be who you need to be, and we can support it, that's it. There was no hesitation.
But I think it wasn't easy. I think Ofri is making it a little...
No, it wasn't easy, of course it wasn't easy.
When I first met them, his mother used to call him all the time in feminine voice, because in Hebrew we have the feminine voice and masculine voice. And that was very hard because we were having a conversation and I will refer to Ofri in a masculine voice and she will respond in a feminine voice. And it was a whole process. And I think what's nice about our series is that because we follow them really from the end of junior high till the end of high school into the army, you actually see all those transitions that the family go through, not just them.
It's already difficult to be a teenager, right, guys? That's just the fact of the matter, no matter who you are.
Yeah. Definitely.
But these are some big life decisions that you're making to essentially change your gender. You're going through surgeries at a very young age. You're dealing with hormones.
Hormones drive you crazy.
And a lot of the hormones
they
drive you
crazy.
Same.
And a lot of this stuff is irreversible. I guess there are people out there who wonder, like, how could you be sure that this is something that you want to go through? How do you explain that?
You can't explain it. You just feel it from inside. Since I've remembered myself, I've always felt like I'm a girl. I can't even explain you that like you knew you were a girl since a very young age. I knew I was a girl too. He will probably tell the same.
I was about to say that I'm saying exactly the same all the time. Like you felt a girl, I felt a boy, that's it.
It's basic.
It's basic.
You feel different, but you know the definition. You don't know the definition of the word transgender. But I've figured out who I am since I've been 11.
Imagine just the same with me.
A person who was born in the wrong body. basically.
Wow, it's so interesting. Now, I guess my final question for you all is, how has the show impacted how you view your roles and kind of the future of promoting acceptance of the LGBTQ community? Because you've essentially been thrust into a role of leadership here.
It's very important for me to really be a leader and be like the face of the transgender community in Israel. That everyone is the same, you know, the fact that you were born the wrong body doesn't change anything. It's just dress as a girl. It doesn't change who I am, doesn't change my soul, my personality. It's just the body, you know.
That's really true. Like, you dress differently, you act differently. You just don't need to. I don't think people need to be excited about who I am.
Right.
I don't think people need to bother other people about everything, not just gender, you know.
Well, this documentary series has obviously given both of you and the other two kids as well the chance to kind of really share your identities with the world and hopefully reach out to other people
That's what I want to
who
do,
are
yeah.
kind of going through this experience. So thank you all so much for
you.
coming
Thank you
and
very much.
talking to us about this.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.